Hi everybody, just before Christmas 2021, I featured Jeff Castellucci, and he is a bass singer. Wonderful, wonderful bass singer, came from the group Voice Play. They've had many wonderful covers of songs, and then he decided to step outside and do a few covers of his own. And the Christmas song that I played had a fantastic response from his fans. Then I came across Shenandoah. Shenandoah has a great history to it, and it's a wonderful, rustic, old blues song. And I'm going to give you a bit of background about what Jeff says about it. And then we're going to get into a little bit about it, because it's very important to get a background to this song and set the mood and get you just into it. Take a step back in time, because Jeff Castellucci performs a nostalgic rendition of this wonderful Shenandoah. No one is quite sure when this folk song originated, but it does date back all the way to the early 19th century. Decades later, Shenandoah has become a popular tune covered by artists all across the globe. Oh Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Look away, you rolling river. Oh Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Look away, we're bound away across the wide Missouri. You may recognize Jeff Castellucci as a member of the Capella group Voice Players I mentioned before, and over the years these five men has given us incredible covers, but I think today's cover by Jeff is just going to blow you away, and it's my pleasure to bring him back so early in January of 2022, because I'm going to feature him a lot. I think he's just got the most soothing, captivating voice, and as he says in this, he's stepping out on his own and using his unique vocals to put his own spin on this song. And there's no doubt that when you hear his distinctive bass tone, by the way, that you'll be transported back into that time, a place of sweeping mountains, rolling waters, and bound away across the wide Missouri. 'Tis 7 long years since I've last seen you and heard you roaming river. It'll give you a taste of what's to come. Jeff wrote about his excitement recently to record this iconic song. Getting, he said, to reimagine a dusty old tune like this one is one of my favorite things to do. I hope you enjoy this rangy, if is that a word even, version of Shenandoah by Jeff. I just love hearing these old songs done well, and I know for the first time hearing this, it is my first time, and I'm quite excited by this, because he has such an incredible voice. And it's an American folk song dating back, as I said, to the early 19th century. And it's believed to have originated from French travelers journeying down the Missouri River. It was printed in April 1876 issue of the New Dominion Monthly in an article titled Sailor Songs by Captain Robert Chamberlain Adams. Imagine. And also it says, who was Shenandoah the Great? And he was a celebrated Indian chief in American history, and several towns in the States are named after him. Besides being sung at sea, this song figured in old public school collections. And where did the song come from? They say that the song first appeared in writing Shenandoah in the new, as I said, the Dominion Monthly. And it indicated, Robert Chamberlain Adams had indicated that he had first heard the song in 1850. So we're going back even further, by W.B. Hall, who reprinted it in his 1910 book Ships, Sea Songs and Shanties, collected by W.B. Hall, Master Mariner. So that is a bit about the background. There's more information, a wonderful link to the whole euphoria about this song, and it'll take you back. It celebrates the chief himself, who also celebrates Missouri and the mountains, and it's a lovely read. So do click onto the link. It's just below Jeff's description of whom he is about and his musical links. So I hope you enjoy that. Let's start playing this wonderful old song, Jeff, and we'll get straight into my interpretation of the lyrics straight after. It's my first time hearing and I am excited. I hope the fans are pleased with my next choice by this wonderful, wonderful tenor singer, bass singer, Jeff.
Shenandoah, I long to see you away. We're bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter, and hear your rolling river. For her I'd cross your roaming waters away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, oh, Shenandoah, now I must leave you river. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you away. I'm bound away across the wide, across the wide, across the wide, across the wide. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you far away. You rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, just to be near you. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Across the wide Missouri.
Wow, 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 wow. All together, deep breath. Wasn't that beautiful? Effortless, extraordinary, romantic, and just oh, no thrills, the whole orchestra was his voice. Just superbly, superbly delivered and sung. It's what every musical reactor like myself enjoys when it comes to music and performances. That somebody can get an old song like that, put their own stamp mark on it, turn it around, and make it simply so fresh that 1850 seems like uh, a lifetime away. And today, fast forward, you've got an artist of the caliber of Jeff singing it like he just wrote the song himself on the piano. And I just loved it. That was my first time hearing that, and I have come down. I always come down, and then my voice gets lower and lower. Not as low as Jeff's, but it does get lower. It might get lower if I keep going. But well done, Jeff. Absolutely beautiful rendition. Let's just go through the words because they themselves might be short and sweet, but it's just so beautiful. I'm going to bring them up because it's all live and none of it's pre-rehearsed or anything like that. And I do have the lyrics. It's just, folks, so just bear with me. I have to say, I'm totally blown away by that. Aye, aye, aye. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I have so many things on Jeff. It's incredible. But the lyrics is now here. So better late than never. Let's get straight into it. I long to see you and hear your rolling river, O Shenandoah, Shenandoah. I long to see you. Away we're bound away across the wide Missouri. O Shenandoah. It makes you almost want to get in a boat along the Missouri River and sing this song, doesn't it? And just relive the moment. And I think in life, if there's another thing I put onto my I must do list, which we all have, but I think I've just added another one. And I have many, many things. I must learn to stop speaking all the time, and wavering on points is my first. But I've learned to control that. And I'd love to be in a boat just singing that along the Missouri River. I think if there was ever a tourist song for the whole Missouri region, it's going to be this that will bring volumes of people who love the countryside, love the United States, love the people in the USA, because you've been great supporters of my channel. So I adore your support and love and adoration and comments on my videos. So I would love someday to go there to this particular place and just go in a canoe, not on a powered boat, and just go down the river singing this. So I have to learn these words because when it says I long to see you and hear your rolling river, I now want to experience that. There's like an experience, want and need to do this. And we're away around across the wide Missouri. I can only imagine what it's like. I can. And if I was to read part of a story, it says, every word has its own story. Where did it come from and how did it get the language? And today's word is Shenandoah. Hundreds of years ago, a Native American chief named Shenandoah lived with his tribes in what is now the state of Virginia. Little is known about Shenandoah, but in some way, the soft sound of his name was given to a river. The Shenandoah River still flows in a deep valley between the Allegheny and Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, I've often heard of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And there's a song as well, a very famous song. I must look into that. Just as it did when Chief Shenandoah lived. It is a slow-moving river, soft, as beautiful as its name. And there are some word experts who believe the word Shenandoah means spruce river because the waters of the river run through great forests of spruce trees. And this explanation could be correct. However, there is an old Native American story which is far more beautiful than that of the experts. Long ago, it says, centuries before Europeans came to the New World, there was a great lake of sparkling blue water hidden in the mountains of Virginia. This lake was 250 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide. For hundreds of years, Native American tribes lived near this lake, feeding on the fish from its clean waters. The Native Americans often climbed up the mountains and camped there during their long hunts for food. In the evenings, they sat near the camp and looked down at the beautiful lake. On a clear, starry night, you could see thousands of stars shining and dancing on the water below. And the Native Americans loved this lake, and because they could see the stars in it, they called the lake Clear Daughter of the Stars. How beautiful is that? In their language, the word for this was Shenandoah. One day there was a loud crashing sound at one end of the lake. The lake started to disappear. Its water ran out of the valley through the break in the mountainside, and the waters ran on until they joined another river, which today is known as the excuse my pronunciation, Potomac. At Potomac, I think it is. At last the lake was gone. In its place was only a river. It is this way today. The lake is gone, but the beautiful Shenandoah River runs on. And on a clear night, anyone in the mountains can still see the stars dancing on the water. Now, there is a national park, and it has over 80,000 hectares. Today, my pronunciations, everybody. Of protected lands, and the park has cascading waterfalls, beautiful mountain vistas, and serene woods. Located outside Washington, D.C., because that's on my hit list, the Shenandoah National Park is popular getaway for people wanting to hike, picnic, or nature watch. And millions of Americans have seen the Shenandoah and have talked about it. Now, if you've seen it and been there, please comment, like this video, and tell me a little bit about your experience, what you thought of it. I'd love to hear, because it's all very fascinating stuff. And then if we get back to the lyrics, it finishes, away we're bound across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter and hear your rolling river. For her I'd cross your rolling waters. Away I'm bound, bound away. Across the wide Missouri, across the wide Missouri, oh Shenandoah and Shenandoah. Now I must leave you, now I must leave you. Away across the river, oh Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you away. I'm bound away. Across the wide, whoa Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Far away your rolling river, oh Shenandoah, just to be near you. Away I'm bound away. And it finishes, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri, across the wide Missouri. Someday I'll go there. So that is the history, the story, and the evolution of my research on the wonderful Shenandoah song. I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, please like and comment. Please join my channel. I would love more viewers around the world, especially from your region, to join me, because it's a new channel, and over the last year I'm starting to increase in subscribers. I can't wish for more. I've had a wonderful Christmas, great start to the new year. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for your interpretation.